I was just feeling that music.
Bam.
Bang. What is up, Macdon Disc Golf? We're back here with another Chain Out podcast.
I don't
Double
have basket.
chain.
That's annoying.
You also don't have this.
I haven't been here long enough. I haven't had a chance to try and earn it.
That's true. Very fair point. Fair point. All right, y'all. Welcome back. Chain Out podcast number 3 or 4. Probably 4 at this point.
4.
Let's go. And we are talking about Texas State Disc Golf Championship presented by Lone Star Disc. That's
the best. We found out who the best Texas disc golfer is, and they weren't from Texas. So
that's right. And Anakin Skywalker.
The whole Texas swing has been wild.
It really has.
There's been a unique winner in every single event.
Yeah, I mean,
both MPO and FPO.
FPO hasn't had any repeats, which is crazy.
Because Own won last week at Austin, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, last week was Missy.
At USWDGC.
At US Women's,
and then Own, and
Own
then Kristen, and then
Anakin.
What's her face?
Anakin won this past week.
Yeah, but the first one
Who
was...
won chess?
and then Evelina won chess.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so...
Wow.
Parity in the field. That's what we like to see.
Parity. That's what we like to see, guys. Well, we're going to talk about this event, female and the male side of it. Sorry, the female and the mixed side of things. And then, and then I think that's pretty much all we're going to be talking about today. Let's do it. FPO.
Can we hit on amateurs or no?
Did you want to hit amateurs with us?
Well, I saw some clips from actually FJ10. There was this girl. She was just a dialed putter. She was making 20 footers like it was nobody's business.
At Texas State?
I was very impressed. Yeah.
Oh wow.
I think
didn't
it was
know they had
Texas
FJ10.
Or maybe it was US Women's.
I know they had 30 something divisions or 40 something divisions playing at USWDGC last week.
I think it must have been that then. But I mean, still fine.
Yeah. There's a girl that her name's Yolanda. She's friends. She's married to one of the guys that we play with sometimes. And anyways, she's awesome. She's been playing more and more tournaments sponsored by RPM Discs. And so I'm going to try to get her on the podcast. She played MA2 or FA2 at US Women's. So I'm curious. Nice. We'd love to get her perspective on things.
I was actually... So last weekend, think not this past weekend, but the weekend before at US Women's, I was on a card at the tournament that I played in with a guy whose girlfriend was playing FA2 at US Women's that weekend.
Wait, who'd you play with?
His name was Brian Gibbs.
Oh, no, wrong guy.
No, yeah.
The Gibbinator, the Gibby.
Gibby.
Hey, shout out.
So he was in Austin the first 2 days. So he was in Austin Thursday, Friday, drove back to play this tournament Saturday, Sunday with me. Or not with me, but the same tournament as me. And he was saying he was watching those girls play. He was watching the pros play that Sprinkle Valley course and said that it was insane. He said it was like Hideaway and maybe even more difficult than Hideaway.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's crazy. I think it's fun. I want to go play that course for sure at some point.
Yeah.
Sprinkle Valley. But today we're talking about Texas State Disc Golf Championships presented by Lone Star Disc, to be fair. And it happened. There's cool storylines here. And let's start with FPO. Ryan, break it down for us, man. What the heck happened? Who won?
Anakin Steen?
I've heard both.
I've heard it both ways.
Yeah.
For those who are Scythe fans. Stain.
Yeah, it's a European.
Norwegian disc golfer, first Elite Series win. She was actually able to hold off Kristen Tatar for the last 2 rounds, and that's all I really know off the top of my head. With it being Easter weekend, I didn't get to watch
Yeah, it looked
as
like
much in general as I didn't get to watch. So Corbin, do you know anything?
going into the final holes 17, 18, they were both on big birdie streaks, and
Yeah.
Kristen was one back, and then Kristen ended up bogeying hole 18, I think.
Yep.
Or 17, and which she was already one back, so she wasn't going to win if she parred out, but kind of threw it away on 18. But it looked like
Kristen went 10 down on Sunday, and to Anakin's 9 down, and ended up losing by 2.
Kristen went 12 down on Saturday, but she just had a bad round 1. But Anakin
she had to undo what she did.
Yeah, Anakin was 10, 10, 9. It was just so consistent, and I think we talked about that in previous podcasts. Just like that consistency over the weekend. As long as you're playing good consistently, will carry you a long way. And you can see kind of in Kristen's game, the bad round lost her the tournament. So,
yeah, I think specifically with FPO, I think that's really all it takes. Yeah, I mean, you're going to need to have a hot round potentially, or at least be up there in hot rounds. But it's that consistency. I think that's what's made Kristen so good for so long, is she's been consistent, and so it's fun to kind of see other people show that same consistency and win in that way. So definitely a lot of parity. I love it, dude.
Yeah, it's good.
I think it's also a testament to the way that Kristen has kind of, really, in my mind, I really think that she's like tried to raise the level of the field. I think everybody realizes that they've been a step behind, and so there's a lot of women out there that are working harder and trying to catch her, to be able to compete, which is allowing the whole, it's bringing the whole level of the field up. Like last year, I feel like she was she was way far ahead, and this year the whole floor of the field has brought up and gotten, well, maybe not the whole field, but there's a group of women there that have brought their level of play up to try and be able to match hers. So she's not looking as dominant to start her season. Did one of us? I know I didn't. I know I said Holland was going to beat Kristen in a major this year, but Missy ended up beating her in the major.
I called.
Did you say Missy?
That. I did not call the right tournament. I thought it was going to be the one at Ledgestone, Champions Cup.
Yeah.
But I did say I think Missy has a good chance of winning.
Okay, I knew one of us said it. I just couldn't remember which one of us had said it.
Yeah, so it's pretty crazy.
10 points to Gryffindor for that one.
And then Owen only lost by 3. I mean, she was 1 behind Kristen, so like in the mix again for another tournament. So I think she's also kind of putting herself in that conversation of like, I might
for sure
might be the best player in the field right now, and it's me versus Kristen type of thing. It'll be interesting to see how Anakin does the rest of the season. I don't know how many tournaments she's going to play, but
yeah, I was going to see. I was going to compare these two, Owen and Kristen, for just the start of this season. They're tied in terms of who's beaten who. They both won 1. Kristen has 2 seconds, and Owen has 1 second. Owen has a 3rd place, and they've total strokes at all the tournaments, which Owen's played one more tournament, so is 841 to 847. So they're like head to head right now, pretty competitive. And I think I love Owen's game for FPO. I do think, like we've talked about this, but struggles with distance, but her putt will always be the best by far, and she has a pretty good forehand. And so I like her. I like that comparison, that consistency comparison between her and Kristen. I like this matchup we're getting.
She loves that flex forehand.
Yeah.
Which, and I think, not having mega distance might actually help some people, because sometimes it helps you not find the out of bounds line, I feel like. Obviously for like MPO, it might be on the other side where you're having to throw it on holes where you might not be able to reach it. But I do feel like, any of these wins, like this is the first one where the person who's won it hasn't like really felt like they were running away with it the whole time. Like it actually kind of felt like it was, Kristen could have caused whoever was in the lead to kind of stumble, but Owen Scoggins to Missy Gannon from third to fourth place was still 8 strokes.
Yeah.
So they just kind of played above the rest this past weekend.
Yeah, and one thing I liked, I think the last couple seasons with FPO, you've kind of seen instead of someone, you saw MPO just like 2 people take off, like sprint ahead, they're way ahead of everybody now. FPO's kind of been like one person's kind of kept jogging slowly and the others have just like tripped on the sidewalk on the way. It's like people just have stumbled and Kristen's just been consistent. Whereas I feel like the last couple tournaments, it's been like kind of like a good head to head, and especially this one where like the end was like, oh my gosh, there's 2 people that could win this thing. It's not like a blowout, So I like the parity across the board. I hope Kristen gets back on it though and takes. I still could see her. She's already won 1. I could still see her winning 5, 6 tournaments this year, honestly.
Did y'all see the Mando stat that this was the first time since 2002 that Kristen has gone 3 consecutive events without a win?
That's crazy.
That's
like
insane.
Almost 2 full seasons she hasn't gone more than 3 events that she's played without a win.
Yeah, that's wild.
I mean, that's like Tiger Woods kind of level of dominance.
Yeah. We've definitely seen kind of a drop off of people that I think should be competing with her. Like the people that we would expect to be like, and even we mentioned that first episode, people that we want to be competing with her, Katrina Allen, Holland Hanley, Valerie Mondahondo. Who else was there?
Cat
Merch, Evelyn Solomon, like
Haley King.
These people are they're I guess I just don't understand how they're just not consistent like on the top. Cuz it's not like they're like some of these girls are playing so much better than them. It's just they're just playing bad.
Ella Hansen is one. She didn't play this past weekend cuz I think she's in New Zealand. But she has not had a really strong start to the season. She'll go and she'll play like a couple of good rounds, but then have one really bad round. And whenever you've only got, 3 opportunities, you've only got 3 days to make something happen. If you, fall way out of contention on that one day, you have to play out of your mind the other 2 to have a chance, really.
Yeah. Well, I want to give a shout out, kind of closing FPO, unless you have something else. I want to give a shout out to Kona Montgomery. She's come back. The last event was her first, event back. She didn't place really well, but she was playing out there. This one, she placed 23rd, which is not bad. She had a tough first round and then shot a -5, so, or -4. So, you know what? Shout out to her having thyroid cancer and getting getting that taken care of last year, and then even I think just the mental side of things, getting back out there. I want to give props to her. That's pretty cool. So
that is very cool.
Good for you, Kona. We love you. Come on our show. Any other thing FPO before we move on?
Did y'all see like Luque Lorenzen, Lucky Lorenzen, Bradley Williams' girlfriend? She aced hole 18 in the round 1.
No, I didn't see it.
Like they had like almost like an island tee pad, but they like basically threw over this pond, and then they had the basket probably 30 feet off the edge of the pond, and she just throws a little like backhand that just skipped up and caught chains and fell in to finish her round on round 1.
Wow.
And like I said, I didn't watch enough FPO to really see the difference between the 2 courses, but I do think it's cool that like we're getting to a point where we're finding courses where they're able to have an FPO layout and an FPO course and an MPO course to actually like allow them to be able to play golf more to their game.
Yeah.
Corbin?
I don't know how it'd feel acing hole 18. it's like a great end of your round, but then like if you had a bad round, you just ace. It's like, wish that could happen earlier. Maybe I could have caught fire or something like that.
I mean, if it's for the win, it's absolutely electric. Like,
Oh, I mean,
if it's for the win, I'm like diving head
round
first
one,
off of
though.
that dock into the pond, and then like swimming through the pond and like getting out to get my disc. Like that's what I'm doing.
I can see you doing that. Honestly.
Okay, I would say I think it's actually not terrible. I think like I do think it can be a kind of a starter for you on a round, but it can also be a distraction on a round where like you get the ace and you're like, it doesn't really, you miss a birdie putt and you're like
The bogey that always follows the ace.
You're like, it doesn't matter, So getting that an 18 puts you with good momentum, kind of going into the other days. So
Is having an aceable hole 18 that's a simple hyzer, just a pitch and an easy birdie a good hole 18?
No, all hole 18 should be par fours.
I agree.
I think I really like, and I think Foundations talked about this in the past. I like like a hole 16 or 17 being an island hole with OB. You have to stick a certain spot. I think it provides a lot of like crazy swings where you even see like AB at European have to hit this island and can't hit it. You have the island at DDO. It's like that is
even
just
the one
fun.
at Waco.
Yeah, the one at Waco. It's like it's a fun, challenging, and when someone is like in the mindset of like I have to go for this, or like I can't
Pressure
like,
shot.
Yeah, that pressure builds, and you're like, crap.
Yeah,
so it's
like
fun.
I've got to make I have to be able to execute this shot.
Yeah, unless you're Simon,
it could make or break the round.
Unless you're Simon, you just throw straight OB through the course by the basket. Was that OTB? I can't remember where that was. I'm pretty sure it was OTB last year when him and Eagle were competing, and he threw like he just went Eagle went OB, and then Simon just threw OB by the basket. Like he threw it as hard as he could
on 18.
No, it was 17. It was a great time. I think
have to look it up.
Yeah, you have to look that up. And the announcers were like, "Oh my gosh, what is he doing?" And then he was like putting for par from like 10 feet.
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah. I know. I remember the one you're talking about because that was like one of the new holes that they had added, and he just like goes completely over the top. Like everybody was missing the Mando or was like missing short and had to like have the drop zone.
Let me see if
or whatever. He just went.
That's D-Glow. That's D-Glow.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. That's Toboggan.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. I'm like almost positive.
It's crazy. Yeah, because he won D-Glow, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
yeah,
so.
that makes sense. That's crazy. I think that's great. I think course design, I agree with you. I like when they have different courses. I really like the setup that like Peoria has for like Ledgestone, where they used to have, I guess, where the females would have Sunset, where they go and play their own course, but they could still travel together with the guys and still have everyone kind of in the same spot. So I think the more that we can get that, where it's like, we're going to we're going to Dallas, or we're going to whatever, Waco, there's going to be, 4 different courses. The females are on these 2, or we can share one, you know what I'm saying? But it is nice to have something that's like set up for them. I think that's a cool thing for sure.
Yeah, because the one I think of when I think of the problem with FPO MPO on the same course is Jonesboro, like, because Jonesboro is very specific. The hole I'm thinking of is hole 2. Like the hole 2 is just like it's built for a certain type of shot, but they have the FPO pad in a totally different place, and so it changes the hole completely. And it's like you'd love to see them if they're on the same course, like play the same course. So then having a situation like this tournament, or like you were saying, like having them play a whole different course, kind of allows them to play the golf that they're gonna play, and not.
Bro, you are clicking like crazy.
Sorry.
Play the golf they're gonna play instead of like trying to turn a hole that's designed for specific shots and
Yeah.
make it to where they can also play that hole.
Yeah,
But
for sure. I think that's the future. I think that DGN or not DGN, but the Disc Golf Pro Tour is. I think that's on their mind, and like I think that's definitely the future of courses for sure as we kind of get into it. But cool. Let me before we move on from FPO, let me just read the top 10. I think we've done that the last couple ones, but you had Anakin Skywalker win. Let's go. Kristen Tuttar, second. Owen Scoggins, third. Missy Gannon, fourth. Lucky Lertensen. I can't say her last name. Lawrenson. Rebecca Cox, Sarah Holcomb, Emily Weatherman, Lisa Fakis, Holland Hanley in eighth, tied with Valerie Mandahondo. And there you go. That's the whole thing. So fun time, fun time. Let's move on to MPO. Let's go. Who watched this? I was not able to watch this live. Did anyone watch it live by chance?
I watched the last 9 holes.
Okay.
10 holes.
I watched the last hole, the very last hole.
The very last one.
Yeah, I got on just in time for that.
I watched round one, 'cause it's free on YouTube.
Whenever I had started watching, obviously Anthony Barella went insane on Saturday.
Cuckoo.
And shot 16 under.
Cuckoo.
Bogey free.
Course record.
Jeez.
Just and separated himself. He was 6 strokes clear of Ezra going into Sunday, 8 strokes clear of Gannon going into Sunday. And whenever I had turned it on and I started watching, his 6-shot lead had fallen to 3 shots. And then the very next hole that I watched him play, he proceeds to hit a tree and go out of bounds early. Ezra Aderhold hits a tree, goes out of bounds early, and Gannon had pured his shot. But Gannon ended up birdieing 10 in a row. He birdied 9 through 18 and missed 2 aces by probably a collective 5 feet between hole 15 and hole 18. Hole 15 is like this just little chip hyzer forehand that all the guys are just throwing something and skipping it over to the right, and his literally skipped and probably was this far away from the chains in the basket for ace, and then he went mega aggressive and came up just short of the basket on 18. But he was 2 behind Anthony Barella going into 18, and then AB got inside circle, laid up his putt, and then tapped in to win by 1.
Yeah.
Gannon shot 15 under on Sunday.
It'd be crazy to have AB on your fantasy team. Like, that would be wild for you.
Man.
Whoever has him.
This guy. Not this guy.
I was confused because when I think, I don't know where I was, but I got a text from Ryan, or our group did, and Ryan was like, he sent like a ice melting, and he was like, AB right now. And I couldn't tell if he was saying he's doing really well, like he's
like cold.
Or if he's like,
no, he was cold. He was melting.
No. So
it almost looked like he was melting.
Yeah. He hit. So I was kind of watching on PDGA Live, and he hit that huge putt on 16 from 33 feet, which saved his butt, dude. Because he hit 2 big putts in a row. Gannon was parked.
He hit a big putt on 16 and a big putt on 17 to match Gannon.
Hold on a second. Actually, we are messing up right now. We have not even mentioned that somebody in this video claimed that AB would not win another tournament this year.
Ryan.
So if you want to take time, if anyone wants to take time and apologize for bad take,
Ryan, you should apologize.
Did I? There's no way I said that he wouldn't have won another tournament this year. If I did, then I was sorely wrong. But I don't think that I said that.
That's a good enough apology.
Yeah, that's a lie. That's a lie. There's no shot.
Look. Here's what I have to say. Here's all I have to say.
Give
he
him
messed
the
it up
floor.
because he's not giving me
Hold
the
on.
floor.
No, I want it. I'm trying. There you go.
Here's all I have to say. He proved me wrong.
You think he did it just because of you?
I think it was in the back of his mind. I got some special YouTube analytics and I saw that he watched the last
Yep.
podcast and heard that I was saying that he wouldn't win. But also, if you actually do watch the last podcast, I say I really wish I didn't say Anthony Barella wouldn't win another tournament because I wanted to pick him for the tournament. But I was like, I have to stick to my guns, and so I didn't pick him. And then I ended up, I'm just regretful, and I'm sorry, Anthony Barella.
Sorry, say that one more time.
I'm sorry, Anthony Barella.
All right.
I mean, can I just say it? Dude putted out of his mind in round 2. Like,
Yeah.
I couldn't even see him missing a putt. It was insane.
He was 19 for 19 fairway hits. He was 18 for 14 circle 1, 18 for 18 circle 2R. I don't know what that means.
Regulation.
Oh, regulation. Okay.
It means he hit every green within 66 feet.
That's crazy. So from C2, he was 75%. He was 11 for 12 from circle 1X. So that, and
I mean,
you know,
go ahead.
I was gonna say that's the difference in his game. I mean, this is what we've been waiting on, and this is what I think. I think he is literally he has the potential to be what peak Eagle was. But the thing that was holding him back was his putting. Like Eagles always had that putting side that was pretty good. AB never has had that, and now that his putting is starting to step up, it's like, dude, he is going to be able to. Like I'm looking at Jonesboro, going, there's no way AB is not finishing in the top 3 at Jonesboro.
Yeah.
No way. It's crazy.
Whenever you can throw as far as he can, like I don't think you can build a course long enough.
Yeah.
For him, like
the craziest thing is, it's not just he throws far. Because he throws far, he gets to throw Luna on 370-foot holes.
Yeah.
And he gets to just throw like this beautiful, touchy turnover with a Luna instead of throwing a power forehand or a turnover with a fairway driver. It's like, it's just a cheat.
It takes away the skip. Like he's gotten to where he's got that angle control and he can throw it 600 feet on a golf line and know where it's gonna land and like get it there and then just be able to chip up. And then now his putting has gotten so good to start this season that whenever you throw as far as he does, and you're putting as well as he is, you're gonna be a threat to win at just about any course.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I had this question. I looked it up because I was so curious because I've been watching AB putt and I'm like, okay, he's a Discraft guy now, so like, what is he putting with? Because it looks like just the glidiest most beautiful, straightest thing ever. And I looked it up and he puts with focuses, and I just picked up focuses and I put with focuses now. They're not straight and they're not glidey. So I don't know what he's doing with his putters that are making them that way. But I need to figure it out because it's masterful. It's beautiful.
Masterful.
I was watching one of his videos that he had posted before the season started whenever he was testing out the Kratos. And, you know, he was kind of comparing them and he was thinking about switching to the Kratos. But then he was just, I mean, everything that he was putting with in that video was just the focuses and he was caching everything. He's like, yeah, I'm not switching. And it's, you know, it's obviously paid off at this point. He's made $30,000 off of and just this month alone, I think.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh, I made my year's salary in a month.
I saw that. I saw something.
Golf.
Ricky's prime year, 2017. He made $60-something thousand, and in 5 tournaments, AB's made $30,000. It's crazy.
Which means that he could not win anything else than win the tour championship and end up $7,000 less than Prime Rick.
That's crazy. Speaking of Ricky, I have no idea how he finished. I thought he finished in 19th.
His streak is done.
The streak is done. I would say a very impressive streak, though. If you don't know the streak, he's never not won this event that he's played in.
Did he not play in it last year?
No.
He did not play last year.
because last year was the first year they moved it to Houston, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't, and it was always at Tyler. So all the ones that Rick won was over at Lindsay Park.
Yeah, which makes sense because that matches his game really well.
Oh yeah,
So,
I mean, this does too. It's not front.
I mean, everything kind of matches his game. To be honest with you,
It's very true.
Jaden Rye
Jaden Ryan, yeah, he
Cash.
did very well.
took 19th. He tied Ricky.
39.
Hmm?
Oh,
39.
sorry.
Are you still in
No.
round 2?
Oh, that's what I did wrong. That's on me, guys. That's on me.
Yeah, Rick finished 17th.
Okay, that's crazy. That
Did
is
you see who Brody
go into-
Smith actually beat?
Can we go into flops?
going to flops. Who's flopping?
Wait, who are you about to say, Ryan?
Who are you about to say?
Well, I was gonna say somebody that beat Brody Smith but still played bad, but I think I know who you're talking about.
Who am I talking about? You can
James
say it if you
Conrad?
know it. Yep. 1 under for the weekend.
Dang.
Tied for 90th.
Yeah, not
Brody
too far
shot
ahead of him.
2 under.
Not
That
too
did
far
have to
ahead
be
of them
something.
at 5 under par. My boy, straight off the win, comes out and shoots 5 under. Doesn't cash. Tied 67th. Nicholas Antela.
Oh.
It's just disappointing.
I thought you were actually like being sarcastic and saying straight off the win, talking about Drew Gibson because he won the North Texas Open that I
He
played
also
in.
did tie with Nicholas Antela. But
Yeah.
what a showing right after I say he's the best Tasmania player, and then he just poops the bed real nice.
That's kind of him, though. I mean, he's been like, I feel like he's never been super consistent. Like he'll get really hot on some tournaments for sure.
Yeah.
Well,
Shout
and
out-
I feel like this is kind of a little bit of a longer course that like might not necessarily like it didn't seem
Yeah.
like as technical of a course.
I think Gannon and Anthony probably watched last episode, and they were just not happy with me.
They're like,
That's
yeah, we
true.
don't like this Corbin guy.
Yeah, it's kind of prove you wrong type of thing. Trying to prove you wrong. Can you talk trash about Kevin Jones, please? He's 78th.
Kevin might be one of the when you think about fall offs in the history of sports, it's got to be the top 10 at this point.
Kev, I love you, man. I
His
love you,
line
man.
of discs are great. His playing with those discs,
Not too great.
We're trying to say is Kevin doesn't play with his discs well.
and the only purpose I have in saying this is so that you can do well. So Kevin, if you're watching,
You got this.
we do love you.
We love you, Kevin. I'm calling it. Kevin's winning a tournament this year.
Jonesboro, man, it's his time.
Hey, Jonesboro, baby, let's go. All right. One thing I wanted to mention, Gannon Burr, obviously, you said he had, we kind of saw it. He had a hot round. Kind of the top three. You had Ezra, you had AB, Gannon, Ezra. And we thought I feel like it was supposed to be an Ezra battle with AB. Like, could Ezra catch him? Then all of a sudden, Gannon just came out of nowhere and just was in the mix, which, dude, he is just so consistent. I feel like the change has made him more consistent, which is weird because Prodigy is so much better than Discmania.
I don't think he was lying whenever he was saying that like having that ability to have the fairway drivers in his lineup
Oh, yeah.
from Discmania like has helped his game.
Yeah. There's no F series. That's what's crazy. He's just like, there is fairway drivers. Like, I throw them. F5, FX2, FX4, FX3.
Let's just say our local store that we buy all of our discs from, they don't actually sell Prodigy just new. They have to put them on the used rack to sell 'em. So let's just use that. as
I
the
honestly, I don't think I've
Let's
ever.
preface that.
I don't think I've seen in the last 3 years any stores have Prodigy.
Have you not gone down to Tree Love in Dallas?
No.
no.
Oh, well, they carry Prodigy there because that's where like Luke Humphreys actually like does a lot of his stuff out of.
Okay, I've seen that. I've never gone there though.
And you know
It's
what?
right next to BB Owen. That's down there.
Oh, okay. I've never played there.
So just south of 635.
I say all this, but I would definitely throw Prodigy. I mean, they are pretty good discs, but everybody hates
Yeah.
on them for some reason. I don't know.
Sorry, let's go back. Let me just mention Prodigy real fast. Isaac, Ezra. Isaac's been a flop, man. The beginning of the year,
Yeah.
like where has this been Where's he been, man?
He didn't play this last week, did he?
No, he did.
He did?
I saw him. He cashed though.
Okay, there he is. T22.
22nd. Yeah.
Ezra beat him
I should beat him again.
again.
It's all that
So-
weight that Ezra's lost. He hit the
Hey.
gym this offseason.
He took the weight off and put the weight on Isaac.
Yeah, there you go.
Ah.
Better brother. I mean, he might be the better brother right now. Isaac's got the 2 majors. Ezra showing up though.
I mean,
I do
Ezra or Isaac's definitely not had the start to the season that he probably has wanted.
Yeah, and
Just by
I
any
do think
means.
though that the courses that we've played so far, have not been suited towards Isaac in a way, you know.
Yeah, I
Um,
agree.
Maybe
I
more
think-
towards Ezra's game than Isaac's, but even though that's the case, I still expect him to be higher in the standings week by week.
I think end of season is kind of when you see Isaac kind of show up because you have all these wooded courses and it's like, oh crap, he's here. You know?
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
cool.
Ezra Robinson
I didn't even.
putted Isaac this week.
He outputted him.
Yeah, 94% C1X to 87% C1X.
Wow.
His average Ezra Robinson's average putt distance was 19 feet. He made 1,006 feet of total putt distance. Isaac's average putt distance was 16 feet and made 870 feet worth of putts.
Those are interesting statistics.
32% C2 to 26%, but that was only one more putt made.
Interesting stats we got there, Mike.
Yeah, I've got that pulled
I
up.
didn't even think about this when I was talking about people that watched the last episode and decided they would just pop off. Matty O.
That's true. He does watch.
That was my bold prediction. I said he would go outside top 20, and he popped up in 4th place. It was great. Really great week for me, prediction-wise.
Too bad you don't have any of those guys on your fantasy team.
I do have Isaac, though.
Okay.
And Kyle snuck in top 10.
He did.
Oh, I forgot to say this. I was trying to say this earlier. I totally forgot. So Gannon and AB neither of them have been outside the top 4 the whole year.
Really? Top
Yeah.
4?
So here's a question. Who do you think will be the first person to fall off the top 4?
Hold on. You got tournament schedule or what? Because I got to look at that.
Well, I've got Statmando pulled up right here. But yeah, they both have. This is from January of 2024. I think that. Okay, yeah, this is just Elite Series and Majors. Yeah, I mean they're both top 10, 100 they're both 100% top 10. 722 strokes for Gannon, 723 strokes for Anthony. They're 2-1, or Anthony's 2-1-1 to Gannon.
Wow.
So
All right, I got the schedule. You got it?
I do.
Okay.
I think so. We got Jonesboro next. Then the week after that, we have Music City, Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have DDO, and then we go to Europe. The Copenhagen Open, OTB, Portland, Beaver State. I think it'll happen at DDO.
Wow.
That's-
You think they go 2 more?
I do. I think Music City is one where I see a lot of the rest of the field. Oh, dang it. I don't know.
it also,
I don't
I guess it
know.
kind of depends on the course changes that could happen between
Yeah,
now and then.
I think, like you said, Jonesboro just seems way too Anthony Barella to say anything else. But Gannon
Sure.
and AB
But
are
Gannon
the
should be able to compete.
same player, but Gannon doesn't have the forehand. But
When AB throws 100 feet further.
yeah, I mean,
But-
Music City's a tough one. I think they definitely both have the potential. I think DDO. I think one of them. I'm gonna say Gannon struggles at DDO. Really for no reason, but I think I don't know.
I was
I
going to say
trust AB.
DDO.
Say be a little bit more, to be a little bit more consistent than Gannon, just because. I think I don't know. I really don't have a good reason. I'm just.
I was going to say DDO just because Kansas in late April / early May can be windy as all get out. And that's, the biggest defense to distance, I think, is if the wind gets up really, really. I mean, like, a couple years ago, like Brody Smith threw that shot where he carried it OB, it skipped, like landed it inbounds, skipped inbounds, and then just barely got up on edge, and the wind caught it and pushed and rolled it right back out of bounds.
Yeah,
Because it was blowing 35 miles an hour or something crazy like that.
I think OB is really the biggest defense. I think distance throwers usually struggle at courses with a lot of OB. And so I don't know. It's hard to say. I think both of them, I think they're both going to be, two of the best this season. I'm going to go out and predict. I think Gannon, I think AB will get 4, and I think Gannon will get 2 or 3 wins. So I just think AB is on one right now. And I think like we said, he kind of got over that confidence hurdle, and I think you could see it in his game. Like, and now that he's won 2, it even takes more of that off of him, where he's like, bro, I don't care if I miss cash. Like, I'm gonna freaking go for everything I need to go for. So I like him this year, man. I think it could be the year.
Let me ask you this. Do you think like this final round this week, like the little bit of struggle, a little bit of like not being able to keep up a little bit with the other guys coming behind him, do you think that's going to catch up with him at some point? Or you think he'll clean it up?
I mean, I do think we'll see a lot of chase downs, whether it's from AB or from Gannon or whoever, because, and I think Calvin's going to get a couple wins this year too, or 1. I think he's right there too. He got 4th, still recovering. So, but I think it's way easier to chase somebody down than it is to maintain the lead, in my opinion. Like, it's hard to keep the lead and figure out, should I go for this? Should I not go for this? How aggressive should I be? And I think AB is an aggressive player, and he kind of needs to be an aggressive player. And so I don't know. I think it can haunt him. I think it will haunt him at least in one tournament this year where he'll have the lead and someone will catch him. But I can see him also doing that to anybody in the field too.
Right.
I don't think that the last probably 3-4 hole stretch to finish this course was like the absolute toughest. I mean, every hole 15 played half a stroke under par. Hole 16 played a little over half a stroke under par. Hole 17 played a quarter of a stroke under par. And then hole 18 was the only one that played over par out of that last stretch. And AB had his struggles between holes 10 and 13. And so he probably had the problems at the right time. But if anything, I think it probably strengthens him mentally, because he had that struggle where he almost lost it while somebody was playing out of their mind behind him, and then he was able to match them the rest of the way in and not get caught. And so, like, he might, it might be a little bit of, he could be a little shaky, but I think in the past, he gets shaky in the middle right there, and then he probably misses one or both of those big putts on like 16 and 17 and has to go for it and be aggressive to either make birdie to stay tied on 18 or to to try and go into a playoff at that point. Does it make sense?
Yeah, I think it will be interesting, like we were talking about earlier, with like a 16 island hole and like a tough par 4 18. Like, I think finishing out like that will make it more interesting. I think DDO is a perfect example of that, and that's kind of what caught my eye about DDO, being one of those opportunities where maybe they're having to chase. Calvin's leading the charge or something like that, and then they kind of lose it at some point. But
I would say this:
I'm looking forward to that.
I think that Gannon is he's way more clutch than AB. Like, I would trust Gannon with the lead more than I would trust AB with the lead. Does that make sense? Like,
I agree.
I think AB's strength is that he's going to throw further than you, and he is going to have a nasty forehand, and he's gonna. I think when you have to pull him back, it really weakens his game. Where the strength of Gannon is he's great putter. He has a really good touch forehand, has all the skills backhand. And I think mentally, like every tournament, I'm like, this guy's going to miss this putt 50 foot. And it's like the hardest putt you'd ever see in your life. Hit the chains and goes in. And I'm like, how the heck? So he's got that clutch gene. And I think he just wants it. Like he is a dog, man. And I'm excited. I'm excited to see this battle this year between all these guys at the top.
I mean, it goes back to kind of like what I was saying with the FPO field. Like, I think the MPO field has gotten so, like, good up at the top that there's probably 6 guys, 7 guys, 10 guys at any given week that could win.
Yeah.
If they just have the right week kind of thing.
I was just thinking about this, and I was like, are we about to enter into a period where we start to lose the parity in MPO? Because at least with these type of courses, it seems like that. Like you said, they haven't missed top 4, and yeah, they haven't won every single one. But it's like at some point, I want to see somebody like Kyle. Like I want to see Kyle win, and I want to see.
Well, you had a Parker Welk. You had a Parker Welk come out of nowhere and win DDO last year, and he wasn't on anybody's radar.
Right.
You had Matty. You had Matty O win MVP.
I'd love to see that this year, though. Like I think the winners this year have been like, okay, AB, okay, AB, okay, Gannon, okay, Nicholas. Like
I think Nicholas was kind of a shock. Like
I
don't think anybody really
I don't think so.
I don't think anybody expected it necessarily. It's not shocking that he won because he's got a game that can win. Like he's got the ability, he's got the play to be able to win. It's just like if he's gotten a weekend. And it wasn't that shocking because he played really, really well at Waco. And so it wasn't insane to see him carry that over. I don't think that we have like it's not like we have a Paul Macbeth or a Ricky Wysocki like back in the day kind of dominance. Like it's not one guy. Like it's a handful of guys.
Just so I can refresh my memory. We've had 4 tournaments or 5.
Chess, Waco, Open at Austin, Texas States.
Texas. So 4. So we had
and then
AB twice, Gannon, Nicholas, right?
Yeah.
Like I could see a world, and I don't want this to happen. I could see a world where nobody else wins another tournament. Like every tournament is won by one of those 3 guys. I could see that world,
potentially,
like,
but I mean, that'd be saying that Calvin's not going to win one, and I would find it. I would find it shocking if Calvin didn't get a win this year. I know he kind of had a slow start to the season and was nursing
Calvin
that
doesn't look
injury.
like the same putter that he's been in the rest of his career. That's what's standing out to me. And I mean, I know he's injured, but we see like Simon when he got injured. Obviously, his injury was worse than Calvin's is, but like Simon did not play well.
Calvin's gone back-to-back top 5s, hasn't he?
Yeah.
He was like 4th last week or a week before last at Austin, and then he finished 5th this week.
Yeah, but he was 10 strokes back from the lead.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I'm not saying that he was
5th,
in contention.
But it's like, you're not even close.
Yeah.
So it's like you're a whole round away. And so
well, but the 2 guys that were in 1st and 2nd also had a round of 16 and 15 under.
Right, but who's to say that doesn't happen?
And nobody else even got. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think it's potentially a possibility, but I think it's a really low chance.
Okay. Elijah, who do you think? Well, I guess this is for both of you, but Elijah, you can answer first. Who do you think is like the first person that hasn't won yet to win a tournament this year, at Elite Series?
In my mind, you have Calvin and Ricky and Simon all kind of in that like next up tier. I mean, I know Simon hasn't played necessarily great, but he's one of those guys that's kind of like hot round type of guys. Kyle won?
No,
Not this year,
Oh,
but
that's
he won before, but yeah.
right. So those four, I think Isaac's up there too. Once we get in the woods, I think AB in the woods, you're going to see a little bit of a fall off compared to some other players. So I don't see those three sticking. I think it would be incredible, but I don't see that happening. I think it's just hard because the first stretch of courses is all so open that it always Calvin last year was like that, where Calvin won 3 out of the first whatever it was 5 or
and
6, and then he hasn't won it.
the rest of the year.
He hasn't won in a year, on
Right.
tour. So I think.
Well, what tournament do you think it is that we see the next unique champion?
I think I could see Jonesboro
OTV?
being a Calvin one. He's always in it.
It's true.
Has the distance.
Was that the last one that he won last year?
I don't know. I can't remember. I think so. Yeah,
I have no clue.
because Simon won OTB, or Simon won Nashville, the one in Nashville, whatever that one is.
Music City.
So,
and Parker Welk won DDO.
Yeah, I just think it's hard. I mean, I think it's hard to stay that consistent with that many people. I think Gannon will be up there majority of the time, in my opinion. Like, I think he'll always be in that top 10, chasing something. But there's too many people playing good right now to say that I can't see anybody else winning one. So who knows? That'd be crazy if it happened. Good for my fantasy team.
It would be great for your fantasy team.
But anyways, anything else on MPO? Let me read through the top 10.
Read through the top 10, man.
AB, Gannon Burr. The future's here with Gannon Burr. Ezra Aderhold. Jacked. Matthew Oram. Calvin Heimberg. You got Gavin Rathbun again.
Man, I put him on my bench this week. Big mistake. Big mistake.
You got Braden Sides. He's from what is that company? Castaplast. Nathan Queen, which is just he's the most mysterious player to me.
So crazy.
Like, he'll just pop up and wins. Like, he won what is that event? The tour.
He won the tour championship.
Yeah, he won tour championship.
And then he got injured, and he hasn't been the same. This is really the first he's popped off since then.
Yeah. Then you got my man Mason Ford sticking consistent. I picked him up this week.
40 boy.
Let's go. Kyle Klein finished in 10th. So I like it. Pretty solid top 10. Some random names in there, kind of. But, yeah, like you said, Kyle finished in 10th, and he was 14 strokes behind AB.
Yeah.
But, when you have hot rounds like that, 10, 16, 8, the 8 is surprising, but the 16 is just crazy. Just his first two rounds, he's minus 26.
Yeah.
So that's crazy.
I mean, he beat Kyle in 2 rounds, right?
Yeah.
If I do the math right. That's so crazy.
Wild time, man.
Crazy.
All right, well, we're at the end of the pod here. Thanks for watching. Anything else for them, y'all?
No, I'm good.
Do you want to give our predictions?
Ooh, you're right. We totally forgot about that. Predictions for Jonesboro. Let's go.
Let's do it. I'm gonna go a pop off at Jonesboro. That's a good question. Who could pop off at Jonesboro? You need good putting, you need distance, and you need consistency.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like every other course. Is Paul playing Jonesboro? Macbeth.
I don't know.
I can't check.
I can look
I
and
mean,
see.
you just have to look at like PDGA and check the registration.
I wonder if
anybody
he.
else has to go.
So you're waiting on Paul.
I'm waiting to see if
Paul's. Hey, I got it right here. his tour schedule. He is playing Jonesboro.
Okay, Paul popped up into the top 20 this week at Jonesboro.
You got him winning?
No, top 20.
Oh, top 20. Who do you have winning?
That's my pop off. Oh, my winner, Anthony Barella.
Dang. So this guy goes from
No, you don't want Anthony to win because then he's gonna get the back-to-back bonus for fantasy this week.
Oh yeah, you're so right about that. You know what? I do want him to win because we putt with the same putters, so we're friends.
Bro,
now.
I could see you
Yeah,
switching over to like an AB bag.
You know, I have been adding more of my like. I used to throw a lot of Discraft. Used to be my primary, and like I'm switching back into some of that, and I'm like, I realize why I love it so much, and so I think Discraft slowly creeping back. It might become the majority of my bag now, but I don't know. AB wins. Paul pops into the top 20, and I think, who's gonna not do good?
Are we doing like a pop lock drop?
Yeah, for sure. Pop it,
Pop,
it,
lock, drop. I like that.
I can't bet against Matteo again. I just can't do it because he's too good. You're gonna have to get back to me.
Wow. This guy's just so you just can't say a name. All right.
Just
let me
kidding. I can't say a name.
all right.
Kevin Jones.
No, how dare you?
Just kidding. I'm kidding. I think Isaac beats Ezra this week. I think Ezra has a bad week. Maybe not like a flop week. I mean, he might cash, but I don't think we'll see him in the same range that we've been seeing him all season.
Nice. I'll go with mine. I think Calvin is winning this. Vinny Buckets taking the dub. I got Kevin Jones hitting the top 10.
Top 10?
Top 10. Yep. You heard me, Kevin. Let's go. He liked my comment on on Instagram the other day, so
There's no way Kevin gets top 10.
Wow.
Kevin, are you hearing this?
And then I think drop. I mean, I don't know if it's a hot take. I think Kyle Klein will finish outside top 10. Kyle Klein. Also known.
He was my second winner. Like if I was gonna pick a different player, I was gonna be my winner. So interesting.
We'll see.
Well, I'm gonna be boring. I'm just gonna say Gannon's gonna win because
Boring.
the last time AB won, Gannon won the next week. I was almost gonna say. Oh, never mind. I won't say it.
Don't.
I'll wait till we stop recording.
Go say it, dude.
So I have to pick somebody that's gonna pop off, and I have to pick somebody that I don't think is gonna do well.
Cade Caps.
That is what you have to
It's like you read my mind.
I know.
I'll say. I'll say Gavin Babcock is gonna get a top 20.
Nice.
Maybe top
I like
15. Maybe sneak into the top 15.
Oh,
And I don't think. I mean, I'm just gonna have to drop Brody Smith. I mean, he's
Not really
my guy, but
that's not hot at all. That's the coldest take ever.
no.
What-
I mean,
what
I
is
was
he
gonna
gonna-
say Cade Caps, but
What is he going to
His
drop
average-
from 90th to 92nd?
maybe.
Average finishing position is probably in triple digits.
Man, I don't
Come
know.
on. You got to pick someone that's in the top 20 to drop.
Okay, I'm gonna say Matteo will finish outside the top 10.
Okay. I respect it.
Mistake, man. I made that mistake once.
Matteo, he's coming for you, bro.
No disrespect
Alright, yeah.
to Matteo. I just had to pick something.
All right, y'all. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned next week. We got more videos dropping all the time. So we got some good straight up fire dropping Friday. So make sure you watch that. Thanks for watching, Cade Cappers. We will catch you next time on Mactown Disc Golf.